Good morning, you handsome lot. I hope we've all had a good week. Now, it's not very often that you see an engine out of a car already, but there is a bit of a story behind it. That little 1 litre EcoBoost is going to be going in a Ford C-Max. You're going to have to bear with me today because we've got a lot going on. There's hammering, there's grinding, there is all sorts. But anyway, this is going in a C-Max that has travelled 250, 300 miles with the engine oil light on, and it sounds absolutely horrific, which I will get the vehicle in soon. So when this engine arrived last night, about 4:30, I thought, you know what, let's get the cam cover off, let's get the sump off, and have a little look at the pickup. Let's have a little look and see what the condition of this engine. I was quite surprised to see the condition of the belt. Now, it does look in good condition. Got no wear on the camshaft, always a good sign. And also the fuel pump bucket, it is absolutely perfect. Now the oil pickup, I haven't cleaned it, but that is like new. So I'm going to go ahead now and put, I think it's false economy if we don't put a wet belt on it. Right, we have got the engine now timed up on the camshafts. Pin in the bottom, and that is how I set the torque multiplier up, and that is slackened off. All I've got to do now is just get this timing cover off, and we've got the belt. With a little bit of magic, my timing cover is now off. I've done plenty of these videos where I've done the timing belts, but I've been a little bit dodgy because I've had to take the timing cover off and the engine strap bolts to there, but it is just on that little turbo bracket there. A lot of you are going to say, oh, that's dodgy, that is. Honestly, this engine weighs about as much as a bloody bag of sugar. But anyway, let's get... Will it pull off? Yeah, there we go. That is one timing belt off. And it does look relatively good condition. Let's get this brand new timing belt fitted. And I have given everything a nice little cleaner-rooney. Also the little oil feed filter for the turbo. I'm glad this engine has got a new turbo on it because that engine that we're replacing, unfortunately this turbo has left a chat. Using a Daco belt. Make sure we've got the righting at the top. Held it tight between the pulleys. Ooh. One gap around there. Squeeze it on. Pull the pin. Job is a good one. Simple as that. Can you just hear that? Peace and quiet. No grinders. No hammers. Bliss. Bliss. Right. Everything is now cleaned up. Timing cover, engine, both belts are on. I have got lots of stuff which I picked up from Ford this morning. We've got a new little rubber ring that goes there. That round one that goes on that water pipe. New crank bolt, thrust washer, and we even got some sealant as well, so should we get it on? Silicon is now on, and it is looking pretty much factory. You can see a nice bead going all the way up. Almost looks like a robot's done it. But yeah, I don't know how this video is going to turn out. Could be a good video, could be a bad video, but who knows? I'm going to completely wing it and just see what happens at the end of it. But yeah, just for a little, while I'm waiting for that sealant to go off, 2 little bolts in the block, but there and there. So when you're sliding that timing cover off, on, it'll just go, and you're not faffing about. Right, let's just get this back on, sump on, and the rocker cover. Before I put the sump on, I thought I'd just show you lot inside the bottom of the engine. Everything looks very good. Got no bluing on the con rods, which means lots of oil, and it hasn't been starved because there's no heat been transferred. Bottom of the pistons look good. I can just about see inside the bores there. There's no scoring marks. This engine's perfectly healthy. I have given everything a little bit of a clean. Now I always take these little baffle plates off and give them a little bit of a clean. It does help me clean down the side here. And for the sake of 310 mils, get it off. Sealant on. And of course, we're going to write something in the sump for the next time that it comes off. Right, let's get it on. Right, well that engine is now pretty much ready to be bolted into that other vehicle. Now the plan was to try and do it tomorrow, but the diary's a little bit skew off at the minute. I've just had this dropped on me, full major service right through all the filters, diffs, transmission service because it's automatic, and also it's having some right tasty wheels on it. Now, I'm not going to be doing a video on this vehicle. It's just a service and filters. That engine out is probably going to be a job for next week, because I've got to do this tomorrow, and I've got another wet belt on Friday to do. And Saturday morning I think I'm going to chill. Yeah, we'll have a look now. Yeah. So yeah, always in demand and always very, very busy. Right, I'll see you whenever to get that engine fitted to the vehicle.
3 weeks later.
Right, it has been probably 3 weeks since I started to do the engine for this vehicle. Man finally caught up with work. We've got a day, day and a half, 2 days possibly to get this engine in, make sure it's running right. Now, it does sound like an old Cummins engine. I'll give it a big start and you can have a little listen for yourself. It's horrendous. Generally, you want to hear it. How it's still running is beyond me. And it's only done like 70... Oh, shut up, bing bong. 74,000 miles. Listen to that. That sounds absolutely horrendous. Now it has taken the turbo out with it as well. So it's not burning oil. It's, I think the little filter, I think in time, I'm going to do a video stripping that engine down and see what damage, but it's not going to be in this video. Anyway, should we crack on and get this engine out? Right, well this engine is going to be coming out through the bottom. We're going to have to disconnect the exhaust from the centre pipe. There's a few little brackets. We've got to drain the coolant out of it. Just, I don't know whether we've got to take that aircon pump off. No, we haven't. It should come down. Just take both front wheels off, dry shafts out, and then a lot to do. Remove the aircon out of the system. I love doing engine jobs, but I don't like all the mess that you get on the floor. It doesn't matter how careful you are, you always get sludge and stuff on your floor. But we're going to try keep it as clean as possible, because I hate having stuff underneath my feet. Right, well we are making a little bit of progress. We've got the gearbox mounts off, both the dry shafts out, and make sure that you're keeping all the bolts. Rust on me here, there's something, have I? Yeah, keep everything in nice little neat piles, so when you're assembling it, you're not rummaging around for bolts and stuff like that. Always keep everything nice and tidy. That is pretty much everything underneath. We're going to drop it down now, get the scuttle off, make a lot of room. Well, we are making a little bit of progress now. Everything underneath is done. I've removed the bonnet, and the reason why, maximum light. Maximum light on the job is always better. Now we are just degassing the aircon because it was full of gas. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the airbox battery tray. I have undone the ECU wiring plug, which is in the inner wheel arch, which is a little bit of a pain because it's in like a plastic box. Anyway, we're getting there slowly. A couple of coolant pipes, and we're pretty much getting this engine out, I think. We are now pretty much ready to take this engine out, but as a precaution, and I always do this whenever I remove an engine on one of these, so that intake elbow there, take that off, because I can guarantee you, as careful as you are, you will snap that little nipple off there. And the last thing you want to do is break it off, because oh, there's some bolts just dropped out, so we can pick them up. On the new engine, I noticed that it was snapped off, so we're going to take it off. It's out the way, isn't it? Right, now this next step is probably going to take quite a few of you back if you're an older mechanic. Remember the old Peugeot 407s when they came out in 2000, 307, 2000, 98, 90, something like that? where the windscreens used to dip over the engine, and to do anything you had to put it on axle stands or a ramp or something like that. Anyway, they always used to, how they were designed, the windscreen. Always be careful with windscreens, especially when they're overhanging the engines, which they are a lot of these days. But anyway, that engine is now unbolted off the chassis. Got the trusty old engine crane, years old, never lets me down. It's changed hundreds of engines, that has. Let's get this engine out of the bottom. Magic. That engine is now literally on the deck. And I tell you what, it's such a small lump really for a big car. But again, they are, for the size, they're quite a little powerhouse, to be honest with you. Come out, no problem whatsoever. The only thing I had to watch for was by here and by there. If they went on, it's just no problem. But anyway, I've got to get that back on the crane in a minute, take everything off that and put onto this engine. One engine now fully stripped down. Well, everything that I need off this engine. Gearbox, aircon, alternator, everything's there, all laid out. Wiring loom. I'm going to take that clutch off there and just compare it to that one, or I might just put the complete clutch and flywheel on that new engine, because that one did feel okay and it wasn't slipping. I think if we keep with the original clutch, we know where we are, don't we? Let's get this engine on the crane. Right, well that is the new engine in the crane. Now there is a little bit of things I have got to swap over. Exhaust, turbo gas, the heat gasket, whatever you want to call it. That's slightly different. And also the flywheel. One was, this engine had a solid flywheel, so I've had to take the dual mass off the old engine and swap them over. Anyway, we're going to have to put the original clutch back in it. But looking at it, it has got plenty of life left in it. Let's get it on, get it fitted. Well, we are making progress. Second-hand, brand new second-hand engine is pretty much built up. We've got the cat on. I tell you what, these heat shields, they're awful, stupid. They're so thin, and because the engine vibrates a lot, they flex and they break, and there's nothing you can do. So I've had to put a couple of tech screws just to keep it all together and stop it vibrating. Gearbox is on. Start motor, we put a fresh oil filter on it. There's a few little bits and bobs that we've got to do. Remember that? The intake elbow, I've got to change that over. And we can drop it down and pretty much, oh no, now the cat is on, I can go ahead, put the alternator, aircon pump, belts and stuff like that. We're not far off putting it back in, to be honest. We are now in a position to get this engine back in the chassis. Everything is as it should be. We've kept the mess to a minimum, just a little bit underneath where it's just poured out of the oil, engine oil cooler on the back of the engine. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it put back in there. I tell you what, I'm not going to lie, I kind of got carried away. Engine is back in, drive shafts, ball joints, wheels, exhaust, aircon pipes, gearbox mount. I've pretty much everything underneath other than put the gearbox fluid in. I've only got now this top end to do. There's not much to do. I've got a new coolant cap coming for it because they always break, don't they? But anyway, we've got a few little plugs and pipes and that to put back on. Battery tray, make sure all the mounts are nice and tight. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Won't be long and we'll be on the first flick of the key, I think. Well, that is it. That is everything now done. Topped up. Fresh oil, fresh wet belt. Everything is as it should be now. I'm going to go for his first start. Now I have left the coil packs disconnected. Simple reason being to make sure that it winds over. And everything is okay. So right, let's go. Got two choices in it. Make sure we've got everything connected up. Well, it's winding over. That is a good thing. Right. Let's get these coil packs plugged in. And let's see if it starts. Tell you what, I've been rough this last 2-3 weeks. Oh, I'll tell you what, I have been rough. No leaks, no fuel leaks, which is a good thing. Right, let's go. Perfect. I don't know whether you can see me through the windscreen. Could have a little bit of a rattle when it first started up, but that must have been, I don't know. But it started, it's up and running, sounding like a little single sewing machine. And just with a little bit of magic, that car is now all back together, sounding a lot better than when it came in, looking a lot better than when it came in. It's getting up to temperature, and I tell you what, it is sounding absolutely perfect. Let's have a little look at the dash. No warning lights on, temperature's rising, all looks very good. Now, I'm not going to bore you any longer with the video because it has been a bit long-winded, but I am awful sorry that I haven't posted for quite some time because I've been that busy with work, been a bit poorly, been a bit deflated. Darker nights are coming and it does get everybody down a little bit. But nonetheless, we've got to plod on and get these cars fixed. I don't know when I'll be posting next, I'm just that busy. But anyway, my locker has turned up for my new toolbox and I'm more than happy with it. It is absolutely huge. It's now complete. Box of tools and pulled out of the bag on that one, I think, couldn't they? But anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you have, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I will definitely see you on the next one. Hope everybody's okay. Take it easy and let's get it sent.